Greetings, my beloved family and friends. This is your brother, Dr. Henry M. Carter, wishing you a day full of peace and prosperity. Peace and prosperity. I hope you are planning your work and working your plan, because I am most definitely planning my life. I'm being intentional with my life. And Dr. Benjamin E. Mays said life is but a minute, 60 seconds in it. Forced upon us, can't refuse it, then seek it, then choose it. Up to us to use it. We must suffer if we lose it. Give an account if we abuse it. Just a tiny little minute. But eternity is in it. What Dr. Mays was sharing with us is that we're here today and gone tomorrow. We have a short period of time to be on this planet, a very short period of time. Life is but a minute, 60 seconds in it. 60 seconds. Dr. Mays was metaphorically speaking and saying we get 60 good years to make it do what it do. 60 good years. 60 good years of energy, of mobility, of mentality. 60 good years. Think about it. Those of us who are approaching 60, I'll be 60 in a couple of years. But think about from 0 to 20. You had energy. You had optimism. You had hope. You had muscle. You could eat anything you want to eat. You could eat anything you wanted to. You could eat fried chicken with hot sauce on it and a bowl of cereals at the same time and nothing would happen to you. That's 0 to 20. I mean, you are at a optimum level of development. And then from 20 to 40, you're maturing. Your mind is developed now, because the human brain, according to scientists, is not developing to the age of 25. So now between 20 and 40, your brain is becoming developed. You start developing your logical reasoning, because some of y'all have illogical reasoning. You start charting your course on your career. You from 20 to 40, you start thinking about, am I going to be with a significant other? You start thinking about, am I going to purchase a home? You start developing. And then as you approach 40, things start to change, because from 0 to 20, right? Now you from 20 to 40. The third quarter of your life is from 40 to 60. 40, your hair start falling out. I used to have hair. I used to have waves. Boy, they were tight too. I used to brush them waves just like them young boys do today. Put the stocking cap on it, then the do-rag on the wave. I had the wave, right? I had a little low top box, right? I once upon a time, I put my hair in some braids. I mean, but then time took toll on my hair. At first it was right here, right? The hairline was right here. And then it moved right here. Then it started going in right here. Then it was coming across. I said, you know what? When I turned 40, 18 years ago, I said, enough is enough. I'm going to win this battle. And I went to the bathroom and I got a razor and I cut my head bald. And I've been bald and loving it ever since. Students be asking me, hey, like, Dr. Carter, have you ever had hair? So I had to go back and get some old pictures to show these young brothers and sisters that once upon a time I had hair, but like I share with them, enjoy your hair while you got it, because time is going to take toll. And so Dr. Mays says in his poem, life is but a minute, meaning that we only got 60 good years to make it happen. 60 good years. Ain't nobody saying you're going to die at 60. But when you get to be 60 and you go into that fourth quarter of your life at 60, you're having diminishing enthusiasm, right? From 60 to 80, things start changing. You start thinking about your mortality from the age 60 to 80. Anybody who's 60 years old begin to think about their mortality. They know that they're closer to the grave than they were coming into the world. And so they start thinking about what my legacy is going to be, what my life is going to be like after I leave, right? So we have to understand the science of living. There's a science to living. Science is to look at the facts. The science of living is a mindset. What is your mindset? Diminishing enthusiasm. That's it, brother. Brandon. Diminishing enthusiasm. What is your mindset? See, as a man and a woman think of, so are they. I have a relentless mindset. I believe, greetings, Brother Curtis, I believe 1,000% that I deserve the best that life has. I believe that God loves me. I believe that I should have good health. I believe I should have money. I believe I should travel. I believe those things. See, most people lack belief. So the science of living begins with our mind, because 80% of success is your mindset. If you think you can't do it, you won't. If you think you can do it, you will. Anybody who have ever played sports know that it's a mindset. It's a thought pattern. It's a philosophy. It's a belief system. And then it's your spiritual development. Some of us lack morals, values, standards. You got to have a spiritual connection and believe that there's a higher power, because some things you don't have the answers to. You just don't have the answers. And you got to depend on the creator of all things. There's been times where I just absolutely did not have the answers, and I let go and I let God. I said, this is a battle for God, because I can't handle it. I don't know, with all of my education and all of this logic and all the books I read, I don't have the answer, because man and woman knowledge is limited. God's knowledge is infinite. It has no bounds. And so we have to have a spiritual connection. Sometimes you just got to get away from people and just go talk to God. I get in my car sometime, I turn the radio off. I don't hear nothing. I just have a conversation with God. I said, look here, I'm going to let you guide my footsteps. I'm going to let you order my footsteps, because God knows I've had some setbacks. If I could tell y'all the whole story. Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. I'm telling you, I done had some setbacks. And people say, Doc, you be smiling all the time, man. Look like everything. Look here. I've learned to smile when I'm angry, smile when I'm happy. I learned to smile when I'm sick. I learned to smile when I'm well. I learned to smile when I'm broke. I learned to smile when I got money. I just feel if I keep on smiling, something gonna change. But I have to turn it over to God. See, there's a science to living. Then you got to eat right, family. Your body. So it's mind, body, and spirit. You got to eat right. Too many people are dying too early. Man, I had allowed myself to get out of order. I was out of order. I got up to 240 some pounds, man. My head was big as a pumpkin. I look at some of my old pictures and I tell my wife, why in the hell you let me get this big? And I had a rude awakening. I had a rude awakening. I had to get my body back in order. I had a rude awakening. I had just got so fat. I mean, I was just fat boy, fat. I look at some of my other pictures and see, you don't see when you getting fat. You don't see it. Your mind creates a blind spot, family. You don't see when you getting fat. It just creep up on you because you I still saw that high school wrestler when I was looking in the mirror. I don't know what nobody else saw. I was just, and then at the point the doctor told me, he said, look here, I don't want to be your doctor no more. Now this is a doctor telling me this. He said, your high blood pressure, you got high blood pressure, you got high cholesterol, you got high sugar levels, you overweight. He said, you are a walking heart attack. He said, you're going to have a heart attack any second. And I don't want to be your doctor when you have a heart attack. He said, I'm going to recommend that you go to another physician. Ain't that something? Because once you get a certain age, your body betray you. Your body betray you. My body was betraying me. Right? And I said, I got to do something. I got to do something about my weight. Because, and it wasn't, I was eating cakes and cookies, ladies and gentlemen. That wasn't it. I was under a lot of stress. Do you hear me? All of that blood pressure, all of that cholesterol, all of that sugar level was because I was under a lot of stress. And the body was betraying me. Because I've been a pescatarian ever since 1994. So it wasn't my diet. It was my stress. I was disconnected from a positive mind. I was disconnected from God. And I got caught up in the trappings of success, chasing success, and it internalized in me that my body began to break down so much so that when I got to a certain point, like most men, your prostate started getting bigger and you don't urinate like you used to urinate. You start dripping. I remember, teenagers can be brutal. I remember when my prostate started enlarging, and I took a group of teenagers on a college tour, and I was in the bathroom using the bathroom. And one of the young boys in the stall next to me was like, "What's wrong with you, OG?" These little YNs ain't worth a dime. You hear me? They don't have no etiquette. But anyway, I said, I got to do something about this. So I go to the doctor. I said, doctor, look here. I'm going back and forth to the bathroom over and over. He said, your prostate is enlarged. And we tried different things to get the prostate down. Then he said, there's a procedure called a TURP procedure, TURP, for any men out there who got prostate enlargement. They can shave down your prostate and open up your urethra so you can urinate better. So he said, let's try that. And we tried that, and boy, I felt like a 25-year-old. Woo, why I ain't never urinated like that in years. I was like, yeah, buddy, right? But when they did the procedure, they had to do a biopsy, and that's when they look into your cells of your prostate, and that's when I got a call. It was in July. And the doctor called me. He says, Dr. Carter. I said, what's up? You know, it's unusual for a doctor to call because doctors don't make house calls, right? So I got some news for you. He said, are you sitting down? I don't want to alarm you. I want you to sit down. I said, I'm sitting down. He said, we looked into your cells and you have prostate cancer. I said, what the hell? High blood pressure, high cholesterol, high sugar levels, now prostate cancer. Oh my God, man! When somebody tell you got cancer, when they say that you see your life flashing before you, all I heard was you got cancer in a casket. That's all. I was like, what the? So he was like, let's see how this thing progress, right? We're gonna come back in November. That was July. He said we're gonna come back in November. And we're going to see what's going on. We come back in November, family. Prostate cancer done got worse. I said, oh. Then he said, well, let's wait and see. I said, what we going to wait and see? When I'm going to die? I said, look here. I got 5 children. I don't need no prostate. I ain't say they cut your testicles off because some of y'all think they take your prostate. If they would have took my testicles out, I've been talking like Michael Jackson. I would be like, this is Dr. Carter. Your prostate ain't got nothing to do with your testicles. Right? So I said, let's take it out, Doc. So they got a new procedure and they take these rods, y'all. They go down into your stomach. These 7 rods go into your stomach, and they were able to take the prostate cancer out. And I've been cancer free for 3 years now. I go to the doctor every 3 months, and they have to check to see if cancer has returned. But I'm cancer free. I lost 148 pounds. My blood sugar levels are 5.2. My blood pressure is 120. My cholesterol levels are low. And when I went back to the doctor, he said, you are so healthy. You right now physically can live into your late 80s. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Because I understood the science of living. I don't sweat the small stuff. I have de-stressed myself. I do not care. I kick the dust off. You could tell me, Dr. Carter, I hate you. I don't like you. And I was like, whatever. And I try so hard to forget your name. I don't stress. They can come right now and say they're going to take my house, my car, and everything. And I was like, they're not going to stop making cars. They're not going to stop making the house. I do not stress myself. I do not stress myself out. I don't care, because I understand that when I believe in me and the Creator, all other things fall in place. I'm at a sweet spot right now. I'm in a sweet spot in my life, right? I'm in such a sweet spot. I really am. And I am just so happy. And I want you to get to that sweet spot. You know, one of the things I read, people always give him a bad shake. And I talk about it all the time. I read all scriptures. I read the Quran, I read the Bible, I read Egyptology, I read scriptures. I'm a spiritual guy. But I love what Reverend Ike talk about. I listen to Reverend Ike every morning because this man understands the science of living. He understood it to the point that he was a supreme thinker. And I could listen to 15 minutes of Reverend Ike on YouTube. And my whole day is at 10. Because he'll say something that changes your life. The other day he was saying something to the fact that he was saying, don't worry about the how. Just ask for what you want. Don't worry about how you're going to get it. Just ask for it and believe that you deserve it. And the how would take care of itself. Hello? 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 Don't worry about the how. You say you want a house, don't worry about how you're going to get it. Believe it. Believe it. Keep doing whatever you're doing. And the pieces will start coming together. You want a new car? Don't worry about it. How you going to pay for it? Don't be looking at your current condition. I ain't got the money. See, that's when you trap yourself. When you say, I ain't got and I don't have. No. Anything I have ever wanted, I said I want it. I got it. Ask my wife. The how will start working it out. And then the last thing he said, and I want to leave y'all with this, he said, get your butt out the way. He said, we always say, I'm going to do this, but that. I'm going to take this trip one day, but that. I'm going to get this nice house, but. He said, once you learn how to get your butt out the way, you're going to have everything you want in life. With that being said, this is your beloved brother, Dr. Henry M. Carter. Say, I see all of y'all at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Peace.